Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening and or good night. Welcome back to Abstract Medicine. Today we're going to be doing a reading requested by one of you here on Abstract Medicine community, and it's the energy between Jesus Christ, otherwise known as Yeshua, and Mary Magdalene, and maybe the healing that happened between them and also their connection in general. So at the time of this reading, it is the 6th of February. It has been raining a lot here in Los Angeles. There have been mudslides and evacuations and just a lot of Neptunian energy. A lot of water has been dropped from the skies. And I do feel like it's symbolic. I also feel like the symbolism as well related to my appearance is also important here as well. As you can see, my hair is curly. My hair is naturally this state. I'm a curly woman, and I have shed another layer of myself. I've shed some extensions which I had here in my hair, and it has been a great release. There's been an energy shift within me as well, and I thought, maybe even guided by Mary Magdalene, to share my appearance with you all as a connector with you all, to maybe even look into what are you shedding right now. Maybe this could be a shedding that is material. Maybe this is a shedding that is physical, an appearance, a look, shedding identity, shedding your perception of the world. Maybe some of you are going through spiritual awakenings. And it is interesting because the last time I did a reading where the rain was falling so hard was, I think it was during the Divine Feminine reading, or maybe it was the Divine Masculine reading, which was a love check-in about the Divine Masculine, or the masculines coming into their divinity within themselves. So I really don't know what to expect in this reading. I just was called to do this right now, so let's just get into it. Angels, ancestors, guides, Mary, Magdalene, and Jesus, what would you like to share for the collective today? We're using the Mystical Healing Journey cards by Ina Segal. Recognize divine timing. Okay, so a lot of you are at this time recognizing that things happen for a reason. They happen at the right time. Not all things happen at the time that you want them to happen in. So it's that story of, or that joke that when man plans, God laughs. It's one of those things. So everything, whatever you are experiencing right now in this given time, at the time of this reading, all of my videos and all of my readings are completely timeless anyway, is happening at the right time. You're meant to watch this video, you're meant to listen to this video because it's the right time. Just like my hair, you know, just like your appearance, just like how you're communicating with the world is changing, and it's happening at that time, in the divine time. So maybe some of you are moving into a new identity change. Maybe some of you are exiting one relationship and moving into a new one. Maybe some of you are leaving a job and moving into a new job, and that's happening all at the right time. These things are happening, these portals are opening up because they're happening at the right time. They didn't happen before because it was not the right time. So Jesus is actually coming through. I want to also say, for some of you who are really still connected with religion and the religious context that Jesus has been part of in your life, is not the Jesus that I speak to. I speak to a Jesus who is a divine master. He is my guide and he is my teacher. And he is a loving masculine energy with a lot of feminine energy within him. He kind of holds the energy of the King of Cups and the Emperor. You don't want to cross him but he's also teaching you how to have faith in man, have faith in men as well, and to bring out your feminine qualities within you, particularly if you are a man as well. And I think this is what they did together. Mary Magdalene and him did this together as divine beacons of examples of true love, essentially, which is beautiful. So some of you, you know, I did mention divine masculine energy and the check-in there with that reading I'm channeling at this moment. And some of you are coming into divine unions with your partner. Maybe you're recognizing that you're coming into a union with a partner at this time because it's the right time now, it's the divine time. And I think that a lot of you who are resonating with this so far already will know that it had to happen now and not beforehand. We have number 24 here, it could be significant. 2 and 4 adds up to 6. 6 is the number of balance in numerology. So a balanced connection, moving from one energy to another connection, one energy to another energy, one paradigm shift to another paradigm shift. Clearing those waters. Maybe some of you are purging right now emotionally. You're healing. You're maybe connecting with the depths of your darkness, the depths of your soul. But I feel like with maternal energy here present in this reading with the water, we can safely say that this is about cleansing. It's about a paradigm shift into acceptance, maybe accepting that something needs to come up to the surface in order to be cleansed and purged. This could be your emotions. Some of you might be feeling more emotional at this time too. And this is happening at the right time, at divine time as well. Unlock your heart. Well, exactly. That's exactly it. So a lot of you are being called to open up your heart, unlock your heart at this given time. You know, spread your heart open like eagle feathers, open to the new. So maybe some of you are being called to have a bit of a divine pause at this time, because this horse isn't moving right now until you move. This woman also has a key. She's holding a beautiful key. She's mounted that horse and she's holding that key and she's about to move forward in her life. But it's also her recognizing that she will be able to ride the storm, no matter what it is. She's not afraid of the storm. She's not afraid of facing her shadows, maybe focusing on her heart space a little bit more so that she can open up. Unlocking some pains from her past, potentially. Again, it doesn't have to be a female necessarily. If you don't identify as female, just take it as it resonates with all of my readings. But she's taking a divine pause. There's something that she is addressing in her childhood here. She's looking inwards, and she's maybe focusing on something that may have been left behind, and maybe this was part of her innocence. Interesting, her hair is wild and wavy and curly, like mine. Untamed, untamed energy. And I think she's happy with this. She's happy with the untamed. She's happy with the wild woman within her. She's content with this element of her that she knows. She is woman in all senses. So a lot of you women out there who are resonating with this message, again, maybe you're shedding these elements of beauty, or what beauty has been pushed upon you to be as women, and maybe you're now just rediscovering your natural essence, your natural beauty, and your natural hair color, your natural predisposition to wearing certain clothes or colors. That's all coming up to the surface at this time for you as well, to look at and really see, this is who you are, and this is who you get to share in the world. So it's really interesting how we try to go as far away from who we are, maybe through our physical appearance, maybe through location, travel, being with people that would be our complete opposite in a negative way, just so that we can come back to ourselves again in a cyclical fashion. 35, I may have mentioned already, is here in this card. 5 and 3 is 8. So something is definitely coming back around here with the infinity number of 8. Something is being looked at so that it can come back again. I also do feel like this is destiny playing here. It's part here. There's something infinite and abundant taking place here. A lot of you women, Mary Magdalene is coming through here, by the way. I've got an itchy nose. When I get an itchy nose, for a lot of you who have been on the journey with me on abstract medicine, know that when I start to itch my nose a lot, it's because I'm channeling a lot. And Mary Magdalene right now is telling me to tell you that something is coming back around for you to address, not for the final time, because it's an infinite loop. It comes in and it comes out, just like the heart beats open and contracts and expands and contracts and expands. There's a mantra that takes place in the beating of the heart, she is saying. There's an opening that is taking place. There is a locking and unlocking. There's more an unlocking, essentially. And as your heart expands and vibrates in and out as a mantric meditational act, you're also bringing in and calling in parts of your soul from other past lives or even past situations or past identities or identifiers. And what's happening is you're doing a soul retrieval at this time, collective. It's 10 minutes into this reading. So I do feel like there is an ending into whatever situation you may have encountered recently that you may have chosen. I feel like a lot of you have chosen to move out of this particular timeline, chosen to move out of this situation, chosen to move on from a relationship, or chosen to move from one job to another. That has been your choice. It hasn't been pushed upon you. I'm seeing a lot of integrity for a lot of you here in this reading. I'm seeing a lot of you coming into your authenticity in this reading. And I think that some of you have experienced people around you who have said the audacity that she could change, the audacity that she would move on, the audacity that she would move from one situation to another, the audacity that she would quit her job. That is their paradigm. That is their belief. It's not your belief. And I actually feel like what I'm picking up on around you, collective, particularly for those of you who are women, is that people around you are a little bit scared. They're scared of this shift and change that you are currently experiencing in an innocent fashion, in a beautiful fashion. You're doing it with ease. You're shifting with ease. You're doing it with grace. And that is beautiful. That is beautiful, and it's beauty to behold. I think that there are people around you who really understand you and get you, who see you as someone that they look at and they are pretty gobsmacked. It's an energy of respect and honor, and it's an energy of self-recognition within self. So self-recognizing self, soul recognizing soul. And it's that infinite loop of in and out and in and out. There's just this constant movement that I'm picking up on, this flow energy. Again, the energy of water and the rain here as well. And there's something here that you're feeding yourself as you're learning and you're opening up your hearts, and you're experiencing and you're expanding. You're feeding yourself, you're feeding your soul, and then that is also being shared energetically, outwardly in your physical presence, which is really beautiful. So you are becoming beacons of energy, of light to many people, particularly in leadership. Lightning. So we have number 10 here in numerology. Now remember, I did speak about number 10, we were 10 minutes in. So Mary Magdalene is also again confirming, Jesus is behind her by the way, is saying that this is that energy. I just heard practice what you preach. A lot of you are practicing what you are preaching. A lot of you are aware of what you are saying, and what you are saying is an invocation. What you are invoking comes true. And it's the energy of lightning. It's the energy of that spark. You're sparking people's energy. You're sparking people's true intentions. You're sparking people's true identities. You're sparking people's true essence, just through you moving through life from one shift to another shift. And it's electric. It's electric. Number 10 would be the judgment card. Number 10 would be the energy of maybe people judging you harshly. Now there's that teaching in parables where Jesus says, judge not others unless you yourselves be judged. Or it's the energy of be careful of that finger that is pointing, and remember that there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. So it's the energy of whatever you are giving, you will also get back. It's the energy again of infinity. What you give, you get. Cause and effect, however you wish to see it. There is a constant movement of what you are creating is coming back to you and creating you. What you are speaking into is who you are becoming. What you are preaching is what you are as a person. You're being identified with those messages that you are sharing with the world. For some people it can be harsh. For some people it can be too electric, too much. So they end up judging you. They judge you harshly. Some people may be judging you harshly, just generally speaking. The power of words. The power of words and invocation I'm hearing. We have the Page of Candles, Page of Wands, the Chariot, the Magician. I knew this was the energy I was picking up on. Now remember, the Magician I think came up in the Divine Feminine energy check-in, and the Magician is the master of magic, or the mistress of magic. Now this and this together shows that a lot of you women out there, or femmes, are understanding that you have great power in your creations. Whatever you are touching turns to gold. It's the energy of the Midas touch. You know, I speak about this a lot here on Abstract Medicine. And I think some people, excuse me, some people are judging you harshly. Some people are judging you harshly because they are jealous. Some people are judging you harshly because they are scared of your magic. Because they don't necessarily want to look into their own magic. They don't want to do the self-work. They don't want to go into their own childhood wounds. The depths of fire. Candles is fire. You go too close, you end up burning yourself. There's something different about you. You know, it's interesting with Mary Magdalene and Jesus' energy in their childhood, they're presenting me the story visually where they were looked differently in their groups of, you know, friends and community. They were seen differently. They were seen a bit of an oddball. They were odd. And Mary Magdalene had felt this calling in her youth, and she felt this calling as a young adult to travel, to hear and to speak and to listen to the words of Jesus that he was sharing around in her community about travels, about beautiful things. Where the chariot energy does talk about Cancer, talks about traveling. Maybe he traveled during the months of May and June. You know, Cancer energy is May and June. But it's success abroad, it's travel, it's commitment abroad. It's that cardinal energy, which is Cancer, which is hermit, focus, study, be inwards, go in introspection. That would be the guru. And then go in traveling and sharing that message to the world at the right time. Cardinal energy. Once the crab is ready to come out of the sand, then they're ready to come out. It's that energy. And they come with the energy, they move with the energy of the moon. Again, the moon is connected to the feminine energy. Cancer is the sign of the feminine energy of the mother. You know? Let me just get my notes. Now, Cancer would be the ruler of the fourth house, family and home in astrology. You know this already. This is just a reminder of what you already know. So something is coming up, or something had come up maybe the last readings. I can't even remember, because when I channel and read the tarot, I always forget what I say. But what I'm hearing is that there's a connection with something that you've healed with your mother, or your maternal wounds from a past energy collective. Now let me know in the comments as well. Let me know. Let others know that what we are sharing here and what I'm picking up on energetically, and also with my guides, Mary Magdalene and Jesus, is in tune and in alignment with what is being said and shared. The moon can also, of course, talk about fears, talks about illusions, talks about the subconscious as well. So some of you have really dealt in the subconscious and really gone deep into your pains, deep into your emotions, and allowed that to come through. Some of you used to be quite moody because you weren't sure how to express your emotions. Now, I know that this is the Mary Magdalene and Jesus reading, but just bear in mind that they are here with me at this time, and I'm just sharing what they're saying. I'm not going to do a complete full channel of them. It's coming up in this way. And as I say that, I just saw a clear light blue light just over here to my left. You may also be seeing some sparks, maybe in this reading, in the video. And there is energetic, let's say plasma, from these guides, beautiful guides. Now, the magician, for me, the counterpart of the magician is the high priestess. And that is important here in this reading, which I will share in a minute. Let's have a look at some more cards from the mystical healing journey. Reading cards, mystical healing reading cards. So what I'm hearing is actually, you know, Frankenstein and the scientist and the hunchback, and the hunchback going to the scientist who's creating this cyborg being, Frankenstein. He goes, "Master, the plan. Master, the plan. What is the plan, Master?" And Jesus wasn't a mad magician. He wasn't a mad scientist. He could change water into wine, which I did mention in one of the piles in the tarot and yoga video, which you may wish to have a listen to. But it was sharing that I can do that, but you can do that too. I'm not here to create a monster. I'm not here for you to meddle without the elements, which is magic. Fire, water, earth, air. There is no plan here that you can't plan yourself. There is only the divine plan. This is Jesus talking, by the way, right now. There is only the divine plan. And he's saying here you have support. Even though there are times when you can't see the end, even though when there are times when you can't see your future, it's not about that right now. This is a reading about divine time. It's going to happen in the divine time, whatever it is. Maybe some of you are trying for college, university, higher education, school, a new job, a career change. Maybe energetically you've moved from that past and you're moving into that future, and it's happening at the divine time. You may not necessarily know exactly the clear path, but just to let you know, Jesus is saying, if you want him to be your guide, if you want to open up your heart to him, of course do that. That's your free will, of course. But just know, he is sharing, that you have support. No matter what, you have support in the spiritual world. You are protected. And he's saying that we know who you really are. We know who you are on a soul level. We know your true identity. We know what you look like on the inside out. And again, it's going back to the energy of that shift, that change, that aesthetic look. You know, your hair changing, the colour of your hair changing. Maybe like me, you know, I have the flexibility of being able to straighten my hair as well. And I you know, it's fun. It's nice to have that flexibility. But maybe you take a moment to just be wild, you know, and maybe you want to just untame that beast a little bit, which would be the lion, which is the connection of Jesus again, which is sometimes that divine anger does need to come up. You know, sometimes that divine anger does need to come up. And when that does come up, it is happening at the right time. And it's happening because there is support for that divine anger to come through for you, within you and out of you. And maybe that's part of the cleansing and purging. 36 here on the card. 6 and 3 is 9. You could be age 36 or 35 or 24. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, but there are sirens as well. You know, there are, I actually have not put out the fear energy in this situation with the evacuations. I've had other people around me contact me, telling me that they love me and care for me and that they're worried about me, and, you know, all those things that naturally comes with a crisis, I think this is, this is something that Jesus is kind of sharing with me in this reading, is Spirit always has that constant flow of support, that infinite flow of love, that unconditional love. And it's not to shame people, it's not to judge people. Where are you when I'm low? And, it just doesn't work out like that. It's a lesson for you to learn about that relationship, about that person, about that situation, about that situationship. But it's Spirit telling you right now in this reading that we will always infinitely love you, unconditionally, always, infinitely. There is no limit. There is no limit to the love. There is no crisis that will make us love you more or worry about you more. We will love you during crisis. We will love you when you don't call for us, when you don't pray for us, when you don't pray for us to come in and invoke us in for your help. We will love you always. You always have support. And that is what Spirit is saying. Holy Spirit. Some of you have really had to shed who you thought you were. This is Jesus is talking here. To the divine masculine, to the masculines, to men, to women, to others who are tuning into this video and you're resonating with what I'm saying. It's 2622 on the timer here as well, which in numerology would be another 8. 2 and 6 is 8. 22 is divine love. It's a master number as well. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 is the number of the home. 4, we're going back to family and home. The 4th house in astrology, the house of the mother, childhood. So some of you are looking back on your childhood and seeing how maybe something had happened where your spark had gone. Your candle was covered over. So this is who you really are, in essence. And now you're coming back to that untamed innocence. And it's still innocent. It's still divine. It's still beautiful. It's wild. Children and animals are wild. They're unfiltered. They don't filter their appearance. They don't wear makeup. They don't straighten their hair. I mean, unless they're a kid or a performer, But it's not forever. It's not a constant mask that one wears. Children and animals do not do that. They don't do that. And my guides, actually, Archangel Michael is coming in now, and he's showing me that, how they present themselves to us is big, tall, long wings, light, maybe a halo, maybe not. But it's so that we don't get freaked out, because our senses can only really, even in the 3D, even in the 4D, even in the 5D, and even in the 6D dimension, if we're not aware of other appearances in other dimensions and what those appearances look like, we can get really freaked out. We can have a psychotic break. Honestly, we can have a psychotic break. Schizophrenia can get in really, really quickly. So they present themselves in certain ways that feel familiar to us from our childhood, like fairies, like angels, something that is softer looking, rather than just one big alien with huge eyes that looks like a grasshopper. We would freak out. Psychically, in the subconscious, we would freak out. But really, in essence, all we're doing as beings is coming home. 4th house again, Cancer energy. We're all coming home to essence, to abstraction, abstract medicine. This is why it's called abstract medicine, is because it's abstract. The spiritual world is not physical. It is a non-physical world. Now, I know this is really obvious, but it's important to readdress that fact. The abstract world is non-physical. Who you are on a soul level is non-physical. What you look like as a soul is non-physical. It's all light. It's just vibration. It's just energy. And so we're being reminded that that's who we really are. That's what we look like. We have all chosen to look the way that we look here in this lifetime. We wanted to look like this. We wanted to have a family like the family that we have been born into. For some of you, you may have been adopted. For some of you, you've left that family and you moved into a new family. Some of you, it's chosen family. Some of you, it's LGBTQ family. Some of you, it's spiritual family. Some of you are recognizing that the family that you are choosing and the family for some of you you have chosen are also deep and true reflections of who you actually are. For those of you who have that within the chosen family that you have found that you were born into, you're very fortunate to have had that experience. Some of you, it may be chosen family outside of the family that you were born into, so that you can get closer to that essence. And so for a lot of you, you've had to go on a journey in order to get there. And it's always about coming back to this little witch, little wizard, recognizing who they really are, knowing that they are a manifester, knowing that they are pure light, knowing that they are able to manipulate fire, water, earth, air for the good, for the lightning, for the light. That's really a light worker, is to recognize yourself in others, to recognize and to not judge people too harshly, because we've all been there on the journey like they have. Some of you, you're recognizing that some of the people that you surround yourself with are no longer going to be committing on their own personal awakening journey, so you let them go. They're not coming with you where you're going. And it's not about being more special, it's a soul contract. It's a karmic tie. Number 8 is a karmic tie. What else is there, Jesus? What other teachings would you like to share with the collective? Thank you. Develop stronger concentration. A lot of you are being asked to really meditate at this time and to really alchemize. A lot of you, I have been saying this for a bit in the readings, is that you have the power to really change the elements. But a lot of you are maybe losing focus or hope, or out of desperation, you don't know how to do that, so you don't know how to shift into a new person that you're becoming, to shift into this new change, this new culture, this new identity, this new spiritual practice. Develop deeper concentration, but also it's about connecting to your guides, having faith. This is the Phoenix rising. It's not an easy path. When you're going through a Phoenix awakening, it is not an easy path. It's hard. There's depression. You're sort of left for dead, essentially. There's no one else to pick you up but yourself. So you rise from the ashes and you become who you have always really been, but you become a new version of who you are. You become you. So some of you are sort of getting acquainted with this new sense of self. Some of you are becoming a little bit more comfortable with this new body, this new energy, this new vulnerability for some of you. It's transmutational energy. It's a purification. Some of you may have worked with the energy of smoke in ceremony, possibly for some of you, through medicine, through plant medicine, the energy of smoke. It is magical. It's no longer smokes and mirrors. In fact, if anything, you're seeing right through the smokes and mirrors. You're seeing right through the illusion. Neptune energy with the water that I mentioned is illusion. It's the energy of Pisces, the shadow aspect of Pisces. We're just leaving the Piscean age. So apropos at this time because we're moving into Pluto and Aquarius. We've already shifted into the energy. We're moving into Aquarian age. We're in it already. And it's going to be fixed there from the latter part of this year, 2024, for the next 20 years of our life. Aquarius is the energy of authenticity. It's the energy of the humanity aspect, bringing people together for a cause. It's beautiful being in the illusion state of Pisces. It's beautiful being in the dream world. But how can we enact our dreams and make them into something real? The shadow aspect of many Pisceans have dreams, have great ideas for great change. The frustration around these particular Pisceans who don't work with their shadow are seen as doormats, are seen as crybabies, are seen as people who dream, imagine, but don't put action into their plans. February is the energy of Aquarius moving into Pisces. Aquarius is the water bearer, Pisces is water. Pisces is yin and yang. Water is H2O, it has oxygen. Oxygen is the mind. So it's being sensitive to the intellectual properties of water, sensitive to the understanding of the communication that is being shared with water. What is the importance of water for you? I'm not going to tell that to you this reading. You get to find that on your own. What is the significance of water for you? What is it? How do we enhance our intellectual abilities and properties with using the element of water? Aquarius energy is air, oxygen. Coming up for air, going into the depths, coming up for air, it's that movement of infinity. Aquarius is also the internet, technology, apps, high intellect, high intelligence, unique perspectives, unique ways of seeing things. Very quick-witted, very smart. Find out where Aquarius is in your natal chart and see how that's affecting you. Some of you could be a little bit emotionally distant in the next 20 years. I see a lot of your relationships changing, and some of you are needing to be prepared for that. Particularly if you're going on a spiritual journey internally, your relationships around you are going to be changing. They just are. That's just how the cycles go. Once we start to shed and decalcify our third eye, we start to shed the illusion, we start to see the world really as it is. The Matrix, the film The Matrix, is the Holy Bible for me. It is exactly everything that we are all collectively experiencing or have experienced. We thought we had prescribed to one particular dogma, one particular doctrine, one particular way of seeing the world, and then we realized through some sort of awakening that that was not the reality that we wanted to really fully prescribe to in our full existence. Some people will be stuck in that matrix, and some people are moving forward and moving on to a new matrix. And what happens is you call in your soul, you have a soul retrieval as you're picking up elements of your soul, ceremonially even, or as you're rediscovering yourself. You're finding out who you are, and then you attract your soul to you because it's an infinite energy exchange. It's a communication. Energy is communicative. Energy does not lie. When you enter a room and you feel something's off with someone, you trust that intuitively. You don't judge that. You don't second guess yourself. You follow your intuition. And now a lot of you, this is the divine authority that is coming in through this reading, and you see the energy has shifted now through the teaching, is that there is no more time to be wasted on judging your intuition. There is no more time. I know time is a funny word to be using. There is no more space for that. A lot of you are going to come out of the spiritual closet. You just are. Just like I did in 2020. I was like, you know what? I'm a mystic. This is what I do. I don't just dabble. This is what I do. I read the tarot. I read energy. I heal people. Like, this is what I do. And you're either going to be comfortable with it or you're not. If you're not, fine. Bye. But this is who I am, and I'm going to incorporate that with everything that I do, everything that I wear, everything that I say, everything that I create is all going to be part of abstraction, abstract medicine. You know, that's why the art account was completely deleted and it was reintegrated into the tarot account, which is abstract medicine. You know this already for those of you who've been on the journey for a while. So a lot of you are not going to be afraid of your spirituality. You're no longer going to be questioning, was that something that I saw in the side of my eye that had just turned up in my space that doesn't look human? Yes, it was, and you're perfectly sane, and I'm telling you that you're going to be experiencing a lot more of that, and you're going to have to get comfortable with that, because Spirit is trying to prepare you for something big, and that preparation is about leadership. There's leadership there. You're transferring and you're transmuting something from your past into something new. Phoenix, Scorpio energy, shedding, death, birth, recycle, upcycle, new energy, fresh energy, karma clearing, pain, healing, light sharing. This is esoterica. This is Gnosticism. This is spirituality. You know, this is it. This is what I do. This is what we're doing here collectively. This is what we are all doing here. We're being authentic with who we are. We are being authentic with our true spiritual selves, our spiritual selves, our true selves. Mary had a whole life after Jesus had passed on. She had a whole life with his child, Sarah, who I do not have permission to channel yet. She's not ready to be channeled. If you see people who are channeling her energy, they're going against some sort of spiritual law. I'm being blocked by that energy. I'm not able to talk about her. The reason I will just share, there's one thing I'm picking up on. The reason why a lot of mystics like myself are not able to connect with Sarah is because the collective is not ready yet. The world is not ready for her energy yet. And it's because collectively the world has not shifted into the energy just yet that we need for her to come in. And she would be this, by the way. She would be the child. Let's get some cards. I just heard beware of false prophets. You know this, and I thought I'd share it. I just saw 44 on the timer there. We have the 3 of pumpkins. Which would be the 3 of coins. The sun. Strength. Eight of potions, which is the 8 of water. So the first thing I want to say is, I want to start with this card here, with Jesus again, and Mary Magdalene. They're kind of interchangeable, the energy at this time. They're actually pretty balanced in the energy that I'm picking up on. I'm seeing just them as a couple. I'm not seeing Jesus as God. I'm seeing them as the couple. Because remember, with the Three of Pentacles, sorry, the Three of Pumpkins would be the Three of Pentacles. It's man, God, and the Holy Spirit, okay, which we have within ourselves. 3. But I'm seeing them as just a couple, a very powerful couple, I'll say. And I'm seeing that they're both saying, feeling it very strongly here on my left, I'm getting a sense of nausea. Again, that energy of purging as well. I just heard careful what you wish for. And also to no longer hoard the deep teachings that you have experienced. You get to share that with the world. You're no longer hoarding the information. Again, it's that at the right time, divine time, you'll be able to share what you have learned and teach that and support and guide others. I don't know how you're going to do it. Some of you could be through tarot readings. Some of you could be doing it through other ways and means and processes, maybe through Reiki even. Of course, you can come to me for a private reading so I can guide you on what that necessarily would look like, and all the information is in the link below. But the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Potions, is moving away from a difficult situation where you put a lot of investment, emotional investment, a lot of emotional love and attention to. Again, it could be a relationship, could be a job, could be both. Maybe being married to your job, maybe married to someone, maybe feeling like you had a really deep connection with someone you thought you were going to marry, and then you realize that the water was overspilling. You overgave your energy, you overgave your heart, you overgave your trust, you overgave your love. You maybe didn't have any boundaries, because there's an energy of self-sacrifice here with the shadow aspect of Pisces. That would be the Hanged Man. So you move on, and you've moved on, and now you're going to be sharing these wisdoms that you've learned and understood in the world, and healing others. Again, potions is cups, and that's the energy of water. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here, Gemini energy here, as well as Virgo energy here with the Magician. The Chariot energy is Cancer, as I mentioned before. With the Strength card, we have Leo. The Sun card, we have Leo, double Leo again. 2 Leos are leaders, Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The Lion, the Lioness, the Pact, the Pack, and the Pact. I just said the Pact. So the Pack and the Pact. Tribe, pride. And that's what I'm seeing here. So those elements and zodiac signs could be very significant as well. I'm going to say that the month of September, the month of October, the month of, I did mention Scorpio as well, the month of June, the month of May, the month of July and August are significant as well in this reading, either beforehand or what is going to come to pass. Now, I actually feel like there is a child in spirit who wants to come through for this couple here. So there's a divine union here. It's not the right time. And I feel like this child, when this child comes through for this divine union, this divine couple, that is when you, for some of you, particularly you who are women, are going to be able to connect with the energy of grace. I don't know why I'm saying grace, but maybe some of you, your child is going to be called Grace. But the energy of Sarah is grace. That I just heard Grace, and Sarah and Grace is a connection. So you'll be able to tap into Sarah with grace, through grace. Grace is going to be an important word. That's what I'm seeing. The Sun card is also, again, leadership, but it's coming into the light. So what is dark is going to come into the light. Some of you are just, I have to say it in a blunt way, unaliving a part of you that you no longer wish to see or you no longer want to present to the world. So again, we have this is the Hocus Pocus deck. So we have Bette Midler's character, you know, turning into stone in the cemetery. Again, death, energy, and rebirth. The sun always inevitably comes up. The Three of Pumpkins would be a collaborative spirit. So some of you are going to be working with your partner. You're going to be working some sort of magic together with your partner. The Two of Candles, I just split the deck, and we have this beautiful twin flame energy with the 2 candles, which is 2 of Wands. 2 lions, 2 wands, 2 candles, 2 flames. So the energy of balance again, beautiful. And the Wheel of Fortune is destined. So again, we have the energy of there is something divine happening in your life at this time. There is destiny at play here. There's something inevitably changing. And again, we have that child in the tomb with her cat, and she's protecting herself with a circle of salt. So some of you may wish to do that. Some of you may wish to have a salt bath or use salt in whichever capacity you wish to. This card also wants to come through. What is this? We have the 6 of Pumpkins, which would be the 6 of Coins. So that spirit saying there's going to be a reciprocal energy here. You know, it's a give and take. Again, it's like the weaving of that infinite loop of in and out, in and out. So, you know, in partnerships, in romantic, familial, at work, there's going to be more reciprocation, because what you are giving, it's coming back to you. Not because there is that intention, it's just a natural flow. Water flows naturally. You know, it hits a rock and then it bounces back again. Like some of you are bouncing back. Some of you have had major depression. You're bouncing back and you're being healed. The Sun card is healed, healer, medicine, you know. And you're strengthening your ability, spiritually speaking, as well with the Strength card. You're also going to gain great strength with your children and with the children that you're going to be bringing into this world. You're vacuuming away the past as well. You're clearing the past from your life, remembering that those shadows, that Cancer energy, that Moon energy, those fears are still part of you somehow, but no longer really who you are becoming. You know, you're becoming more courageous with your fears, and you're facing your fears. So that's really what I'm seeing here for you, collective. Let's get an archetype card. We have the Mystic just to close out this reading. So it's really interesting. There's a moth in this building in my studio, and it's really interesting that this card came out, and I'm not surprised. So the moth is the energy of transformation. You know, it's the energy of the butterfly. It's the moth, but the moth is also nighttime energy. It's the moon energy. It's dark energy. So something is being transformed. So let it transform. Let whatever is happening in your life transform, surrender into it, and that would be the mystical path as well. Having a bit of a sense of reverie in the unknown, having a bit of mysterious energy as well with things that you don't necessarily know fully about in terms of spirituality in the non-physical world, the abstract world. And that would be the energy of the mystic as well, as that connection with mysticism, mystery, and being magnetically intriguing for a lot of you as well. We have 21 here, which is beautiful, and we have this energy of the opening eye. 21 would be the World card. That's the energy of universality. It's the energy of closing out one cycle and starting something new. Recognition of the past, again, staying present and moving into your future. So be at ease with yourself. Go slow with your transformation as well. Don't be too harsh on yourself as well during this time. And your third eye is opening, and success is inevitable. Great success for a lot of you. Great money is coming in, Wheel of Fortune, as well as this 21 card with, number in the world energy is moving abroad, traveling, spiritual journeying, the hero's journey, becoming the hero, becoming the storyteller of these crazy wild experiences, but also great success and achievement. So Spirit will like to congratulate you now for those things that you are going to be embarking on. So beautiful energy. The World card also indicates pregnancies as well. So I'm going to leave it there for you, collective. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. And if you'd like a private reading, you can book directly down below. There's a link down below in the description box. If you'd like to listen to some other videos as well, I have that up there. If you'd like to practice some yoga with me too, in one of the readings where there's a pick a pile and it's all about checking in on your mental health and giving you some guidance there, you can do that. I no longer have a sale on in my private bookings. I think there may be just one left, but yeah, that's available, and I'm available at your disposal for your questions. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao.